Hi, I'm Laura Edwards, and thank you for tuning in to this iGrow podcast. I am the Extension Climate Field Specialist with SDSU Extension, and today I'll be talking about how to use weather forecasts for predicting cattle heat stress. First of all, I'd like to talk about the danger zones as far as temperature and heat indices go. You want to be aware of potential for cattle heat stress when air temperature reaches 80 degrees or warmer. Cattle experience heat stress earlier than humans do and are more sensitive to warmer temperatures. So be aware of warmer summer days, especially when relative humidity is higher than normal. High air temperatures in combination with high relative humidity can create a condition where cattle stress more. There are two temperature or heat indices that we use to predict when cattle may be more stressed. The first is a temperature humidity index, or THI. When that number is 84 degrees or higher, then there is potential for increased stress on cattle. The table that you see here is a combination of temperature and humidity, and you can coordinate where humidity and temperature meet, and that is your temperature humidity index for cattle. Another indicator that we can use is the heat index, or the apparent temperature index, and when that reaches 100 degrees or higher, that is also a warning sign that cattle may be experiencing more stress than normal under hot and humid conditions. There are a few tools that we can use online that are updated frequently that producers can watch when stress conditions may be developing. The first is from USDA, and they have a heat stress forecast map that is produced about every 6 hours and is updated for 6-hour periods all the way out to 60 hours. So that's 2.5 to 3 days forecast for possible heat stress conditions for cattle. And the temperatures are indicated by different colors. This is using the temperature humidity index from USDA. Another tool that we can use is the hourly weather graph from the National Weather Service. And this graph can show weather conditions by the hour for 48 hours at a time. And the image that you see here is one example of what that looks like. You can see how temperature goes up and down from day to night. You can also view wind speed and wind direction and relative humidity all on the same graph. And this is found at your National Weather Service website at weather.gov. What to look for? There are a few things to look for outside of the heat index numbers. You can also just kind of be aware of when cattle heat stress may be developing. First of all, when you have hot weather following rain, there's often higher humidity right after a rain event or for the next day or so. So be aware of high temperatures after rain. Another indicator might be overnight temperatures of 70 degrees or higher. That's also an indicator that is very humid conditions and that cattle may be experiencing more stress than normal. And thirdly, to watch for low wind speeds, less than 5 miles an hour. When you have low wind speeds, there's not much circulation around the cattle, especially if they're in confined areas, and can experience further heat stress than normal. Lastly, there is another tool from the National Weather Service that is issued during the summer season, and this is called the Excessive Heat Monitor. This uses the heat index, or the apparent temperature index, and here again we're looking for the heat index values of 100 degrees or higher as a potential warning sign of increased stress in our cattle. These maps are issued twice per day, updated twice per day, and are forecast also for every 6 hours out to 60 hours in the forecast. Thank you for listening to this iGrow podcast. I'm Laura Edwards, and please watch igrow.org for further information on cattle heat stress.